So, man, it's your big brother K-Rino. I got a question for anybody who's trying to succeed in life, anybody who's trying to make it in music, trying to make it in business, trying to just climb the ladder at your job, whatever the case might be. What are you willing to do? How far are you willing to go to sit in that seat, to get that spot, to receive that position, to receive that pat on the back? How far are you willing to go? We've seen too many times where people are willing to compromise um, their integrity in order to achieve a certain spot. And my contention is that if you've compromised that, you've never had integrity to begin with, because all you were waiting on was an opportunity to give it up, waiting on that opportunity to bend over and allow someone to compromise you just so you can make a little more money, just so you can have a title that you may have always wanted, or a title that you feel is prestigious. Got to be real careful when you're willing to go that far, because a lot of times when you have people that are willing to go that far, they will give and compromise of themselves. They will sell themselves out. They have no dignity for themselves. But what rarely gets talked about is how people who think like that and are willing to do things like that, how it affects other people around them as well. Because if I had a friend or a family member that was just selling out left and right, just kissing butt left and right, just would do anything, whatever they tell them to do, you know, that would affect me in a way. Like I would lose respect for them or look at them a little differently, you know. And if you are a parent, what effect does that have on your children? And some would say, well, no, man, I'm doing it for my children, man. I want to make sure that they're set up. But see, your children are gonna grow up one day, and they're gonna grow up and they're gonna get an understanding of what mom or daddy did to get to that point. And two things can happen. Either they've been trained up by you to be just like you and have no dignity as well, or they will come into the light of understanding and be like, you know what, man, you did that. That's what you did in order to make it. And on the flip side, there are certain things, there are certain bold steps and bold stances that we are supposed to take, or that we should take, that we don't take because of fear and because of cowardice. And the same thing applies. You have to think about the effects that the steps you didn't take out of fear, think about the effects that they'll have on the people around you. It's already having an effect on you because you lose a little bit of yourself every time you sell out like that. But again, when your children grow up and realize that mama and daddy punked out in a critical moment, in a pivotal moment in life that could have been a life changing situation for all of us, then they'll look at you in that same way. So we got to be willing to know, we got to have boundaries of things that we won't do, even for money. We got to have boundaries for things that we won't do for a position, for a record deal, for a job, because they will make you assume a position to get a position. And doesn't matter if you male or female, because like in Hollywood and the music business and all that, man, these cats are so sick that you can't even grasp, you can't even fully grasp it, how sick these people are. And they don't care if it's a male executives, they don't care if it's a male artist. They just want it. They want you. You know what it is. And they a lot of times they don't want the girls. You know, they have different preferences of what they want. Don't care if you're a young man. Don't care if you're an older guy. Big guy, little guy. Doesn't matter. Whatever their preference is, they want it. And they will put it out on the line to see how bad you want what they can offer you. This is your trial. This is your moment to determine what's more important. Because you lose more. You think you're gaining something. Well, if I had to do a little something to make it, I had to do what I had to do. So you think you've gained something, but you really lost everything. Because you don't know where your mind will be in a few years. You may come to your understanding point and be overly regretful that you gave up that aspect of yourself, that aspect of yourself. No pun intended. That wasn't intentional, but it fits. That wasn't intentional. But y'all know where I'm coming from. At the end of the day, man, anything that you're chasing, anything that you want to accomplish, you can accomplish that through organic means. You can accomplish that just through putting in the time, putting in the effort. And if you don't, you can live with the results that you gave your best effort. But you don't want to be that person who just decided that this goal was so worth it that I was just willing to give up my manhood, to give up my womanhood for the sake of it. And I know what you're thinking. Well, man, sometimes, man, you're in a bad position, man. You got to do what you got to do. Man, I'm homeless. I ain't, my family ain't. Look, you better trust in a higher power to make a way for you even when you at your lowest. Because we real, I don't want to use the word hypocritical, but we real funny when it comes to that. We only talk about the Lord and oh Lord, oh God, won't he do it? We only do that when he's actually done something, when he's done it for us. When he already done it, then we'll say, won't he do it? But we won't have that same thought when it's bad. And that's the time that you really see who you are. You see who you are. You learn who you are during the rough patches. Anybody can Cadillac and coast and kick back when things are going good. It's a no-brainer. You find out who you are and you find out who the people are around you when it get rough. I don't care if it's just your spouse. I don't care if it's your homeboys. Y'all get into some situation, get into some heat. You see which ones is which. See? You married and y'all go through a tough financial situation and you see your spouse start cracking up and losing composure and how we gonna make it? Oh my God. You're like, whoa. You didn't know. You don't know a person until the problems come up. So don't let desperation, don't let a bad condition cause you to go into a state of desperation that leads you to the mindset that whatever it is I gotta do. Get on your grind and make a way for yourself, man. All right, man. It's your big brother K-Rino. K-Rino. Y'all subscribe to the channel, man. Let me know what else y'all want me to talk about. Life lessons for y'all, man. Peace and love.